We're just getting started. We're in the first inning.
10 trillion in gross revenues.
We're going to be on the exponential portion of the S-curve for a long time.
The AI boom is just getting started, and the biggest winners have not been picked yet. I've spent the last decade investing in tech, and I've made millions by getting in early. In this video, I'll show you the 3 AI stocks I just bet 6 figures on and why each one could 10x in the next few years. And at the end, I'll reveal a bonus pick that might be a 100x moonshot. This is how you profit from the AI gold rush before it's too late. But first, here's the cold hard truth. The biggest fortunes in tech haven't gone to the trend chasers. They've gone to the ones who spotted the foundation before the world realized it was being built. Let me show you what I mean. In 2012, if you put $10,000 into Tesla stock by the end of 2021, that position would be worth over $2.5 million. That's not a typo, and it's not because people suddenly cared about electric cars. It's because Tesla built the infrastructure for mass EV adoption. Batteries, software, superchargers, even its own manufacturing stack. They weren't selling cars. They were selling the future. Same with Nvidia. If you bought Nvidia in 2015 when they were still best known for gaming GPUs, you'd be up 10,000% by now. Why? Because they quietly positioned themselves as the core infrastructure for AI, while the world was still distracted by Bitcoin mining and VR headsets. And of course, Apple. In 2007, when the first iPhone launched, most people laughed. It was too expensive, too gimmicky, too early. But investors who bought and held Apple from that point on, they turned $10,000 into over $400,000 just by holding the stock. Why? Because Apple didn't just make a smartphone. They built the platform that enabled the entire mobile app economy. They didn't sell phones. They sold the operating system for a new digital world. So what do all 3 of these have in common? They weren't chasing trends, they created them. And more importantly, they built the picks and shovels of a massive technological shift. And that's exactly what today's video is about, because right now, we're standing at the edge of another shift, just like mobile in 2008 or EVs in 2012. But this time, it's bigger. We're entering a phase where data is being generated at a scale the world has never seen before. Think about it. AI co-pilots are now integrated into enterprise tools, healthcare platforms, education apps, even smartphones. Wearables are monitoring biometrics 24/7. Cars are turning into rolling data centers. Smart homes, smart factories, smart cities, every one of them constantly streaming, storing, and processing information. And that tidal wave of data, it's just getting started. IDC estimates that over 180 zettabytes of data will be created globally in 2025. That's more than double the amount generated in 2022. So the question isn't who makes the flashiest AI tool, it's this: what does the world need more of to survive that flood? The answer breaks down into 3 urgent needs. 1, security, because all of this data, from personal health info to proprietary AI models, is a goldmine for attackers. The more we rely on AI, the more dangerous a breach becomes. A single exploit in an AI model could manipulate financial systems, healthcare records, even election data. So security isn't optional, it's foundational. And the companies solving this problem won't just be useful, they'll be indispensable. 2nd, connectivity. All these smart devices, from phones to factory sensors to autonomous drones, need to talk to each other in real time. And that's not easy. Low latency networking, secure data transfer, edge computing, it's the hidden plumbing behind the AI boom, because if the data can't move, the intelligence can't scale. The companies building that connective tissue, they're going to be the next silent giants. 3, scalability. AI models today require insane amounts of compute, but tomorrow's models, they'll make GPT-4 look like a flip phone. And when that demand spikes, companies won't have time to re-architect everything. They'll need platforms that scale instantly. That means hardware optimized for AI inference. That means software that can handle exponential loads. That means cloud infrastructure that doesn't buckle under pressure. Whoever builds that foundation wins. So when I say there are 3 no-brainer stocks for 2025, I don't mean popular names that just follow the trend. I mean companies building the firewalls for AI systems, the bridges that connect every node, and the engines that let this entire ecosystem scale without breaking. These are the modern day picks and shovels. And just like Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple, the upside isn't obvious right now, but the moment the market realizes how critical these companies are, they reprice instantly. So here's what we'll do. I'll walk you through the 3 stocks I believe are best positioned to win this next cycle. Each one solves a different pain point in the AI-driven world we're headed toward, and they all have serious runway left, but more importantly, they're needed. If you're trying to get rich without getting lucky, this is where your research should begin. Let's dive in. Stock number 1, the AI Data Guardian. Let me ask you something. What do you think is the number one thing that will fail in an AI first world? It's not compute, it's not power, it's trust. Because the second companies start trusting AI with decisions, with sensitive data, with customer records, they open the door to catastrophic risk. And here's the scary part. Most of the security tools in place today were built for a pre-AI internet. They weren't built for autonomous agents. They weren't built for LLMs that ingest terabytes of customer data. They weren't built to defend against real-time synthetic threats. So the next trillion-dollar opportunity in cybersecurity, it's whoever can secure data in motion across endpoints, clouds, and AI pipelines without slowing anything down. Now, this company didn't start in AI. They built their reputation in enterprise protection, defending banks, governments, and Fortune 5s from zero-day attacks and ransomware. But what sets them apart? They built something called the Threat Graph, a cloud-native platform that uses machine learning to track relationships between devices, apps, user behavior, and real-time threats. It's not reactive, it's predictive. So instead of waiting for a breach, their system models behavior, anticipates attacks, and isolates bad actors before damage is done. And now, they're integrating that same graph into AI data environments, helping companies monitor how AI agents are trained, what data they're exposed to, and who's accessing what. That's not just cybersecurity, that's AI native data protection, and that's why their stock is up nearly 250% in the last year alone. So who is it? CrowdStrike, ticker CRWD. Still early, still massively undervalued compared to the role they're about to play. Stock number 2, the silent cloud powerhouse. If I asked you to name a cloud computing stock, you'd probably say Amazon, Microsoft, or Google. And that's the problem, because those companies aren't just cloud providers, they're platforms, ecosystems, walled gardens, but behind those platforms, there's a different kind of company, one that makes the whole thing work. This company is like the operating system for the cloud. They're the silent force keeping millions of apps, microservices, and databases connected, secure, and optimized across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. You don't see them because they're embedded, but what they offer is incredibly powerful. Observability, they monitor every moving part in a distributed system. Security, they detect abnormal behavior across user and machine identities. Automation, they route traffic, scale apps, and optimize usage in real time. It's like if AWS had a nervous system and this company was the brain. And in the age of AI, where models are being deployed across hybrid infrastructure, multiple clouds, and even edge devices, this kind of orchestration isn't a nice to have. It's non-negotiable. And here's what blew my mind. They just rolled out an AI-native observability tool that can spot and resolve anomalies before they affect performance or security. That makes them essential, not just for devs, but for entire AI ops teams. So who is it? Datadog, ticker DDOG. They're not flashy, they're not in the headlines, but they're quietly becoming indispensable to the cloud and AI stack. Stock number 3, the AI infrastructure sleeper. You know what nobody talks about? The last mile of AI. Not the data center, not the cloud. I'm talking about the moment when an AI model gets deployed to the edge, to a factory floor, to a self-driving car, to a healthcare device or military drone, or on-premise chip running 24/7. In that moment, latency isn't optional. Security isn't optional, and real-time inference at the edge becomes the bottleneck. This company solves that. They make high-performance, low-latency networking hardware built specifically for AI edge computing. And they're not some massive player with 50 legacy product lines. They're lean, focused, and hyper-optimized for this exact use case. Their flagship tech accelerates AI inference workloads by reducing data movement time, something that's become a massive choke point as models scale, and they've already signed contracts with multiple branches of the US government, a top 3 cloud provider, and one of the leading LLM companies in the world. But here's what really made me pay attention. They just released a new interconnect fabric that outperforms NVIDIA's NVLink in edge environments, and they're pricing it aggressively. So while everyone's chasing NVIDIA in the data center, this company is locking up the edge. Their name? Arista Networks, ticker ANET. Their growth has been steady, but if edge AI takes off the way analysts are projecting, they could be next in line for the kind of vertical move we saw from NVIDIA. But let me show you the company I'm watching closer than any other right now. It's not public yet, but when it IPOs, this could be the NVIDIA of the next decade. I'm talking about Cerebras. Right now, they're valued around $8 billion. And when you understand what they're building, that number feels tiny. Here's what makes them different. While everyone else is cramming more power into smaller GPUs, Cerebras went the other way. They built the largest AI chip in the world, a full wafer-sized processor called the WSE3, with over 4 trillion transistors and 900,000 AI-optimized cores. For reference, NVIDIA's H100 has 80 billion transistors. This thing is a monster. And it's not just about raw power. Cerebras systems are purpose-built for training massive AI models with up to 24 trillion parameters. And they don't need to be clustered together like racks of GPUs. That means less complexity, more speed, and far more scalability. They've already got serious traction. G42, a massive AI company out of the UAE, is spending $1.4 billion on Cerebras hardware. Mayo Clinic is using their chips for AI-powered disease prediction. AlphaSense is using them to deliver 10 times faster market intelligence. These aren't experiments. These are real-world, enterprise-scale deployments. Revenue is expected to triple this year from around $79 million to over $270 million. And if their IPO lands in the next 12 months, I'll be watching it like a hawk. Because here's the deal. If AI keeps scaling the way it has been, and if edge workloads keep demanding more performance than traditional GPUs can deliver, Cerebras could be the one company that actually pulls off what NVIDIA did in the last decade. Again, but this time, they'd be starting at a fraction of the valuation. That's why I'm calling Cerebras a potential 100x play. Let me know what you think about these AI companies, and if you made it this far, comment first inning. I'll see you in the next one.